everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today is all about corn. I'm super excited because we actually switched the type of corn that we're using this year. We bought from Berlin Seeds, and the type was called Incredible, and we went ahead and planted that. It is completely organic. We actually tore some off. My mom loves corn. So we pulled some off and went to her house and cooked it and ate it. And let me tell you, it is the sweetest sweet corn I've ever had. It still has that nice like corn flavor to it, but it's super sweet. Oh, it is far better than anything I have ever bought in the store. And to know that it's completely organic is like a huge thumbs up. So I wanted to go out to the corn. I came into the greenhouse so that you could hear me. There's a lot of farmers right now all around us that have their machinery on. I don't know if you can actually even hear it here in the greenhouse. So I hope I don't have trouble with this video so that you can hear me. But I am going to, the only thing that you need is something to get the corn in. And I hate to carry around baskets and stuff. So in the last video I showed you the apron that my aunt bought me, my Aunt Jane bought me for my birthday. She is so extremely helpful. I always talk about how she supports the channel a lot. So does my father-in-law. Like they love to give me things that kind of help in the videos and help in the garden, essentially. If we're gonna carry a basket, my father-in-law brought us a basket that can like double as a colander. Oh, that is like a dream come true. But my Aunt Jane bought me this wonderful harvesting apron that it really holds a ton in it. So I want to give a couple little warnings before I do this. So sweet corn rapidly loses its sweetness, and so if you're going to sell sweet corn, of course you're going to want to pick it the morning of when you sell it. If you're just harvesting corn to put away in your freezer or to can it, you just want to make sure and do all of that in the same day. I'm not a stickler on that with everything. I know that a lot of people are like, pick it the same day as you can it. Sometimes I'll pick green beans and then I won't get to it until the next morning. You can't do that with corn. It really rapidly loses its sweetness. There's some who have done Brix tests on them and they say they lose like up to 50%. Definitely while you're picking, like if it's hot outside, which I would suggest growing corn late so that it's not hot outside when you pick. Today is like 74, which is cool to us, but I still would never have your corn out in the sun. It's going to definitely start turning those sugars into starch. And I would just, if as close as you can, I would pick and then go straight into your house, and whatever process you're gonna do. This year, we are going to freeze, but we bought specialized bags to freeze them in so that I can dip the bags into hot water and it pulls all the oxygen out. I'll show you. And I also am going to cut the corn off the cob, and I'm gonna can some. I'm mostly going to freeze it whole on the cob, and the reason I do that is because of what I'm going to do in this video, and that is I love to boil the corn first, get it off the cob, and then I take the cobs and I boil the cobs and I make corn stock, and then you can make the most beautiful corn chowder you've ever tasted, and we're gonna do that together too. But so there are some things that you need to look for when you're harvesting corn. We don't do one big harvest, and I know that a lot of people are just used to that because they've watched commercial farmers harvest all at once. But really, if you're gonna have peak freshness and peak ripeness in your corn, we're gonna go out and see what you need to look for. So I'm gonna put my apron on and I'm gonna head out to the corn. Okay, I'm sorry for the tractor in back. It's just, there's no way to drone that out, and it's very loud, so I'm sorry. But here we are in our cornfield, and as you can see, we have corn that looks ready. It has the browning. The very first clue is the browning of the silks. And the second thing that I do, instead of peeling back the silks and checking it, I pinch it and see if that top part has filled out yet, and that has not. So I will move on. As you can see, so on this stalk, I already took off one, but now there's this little one, and you see in my hand that those silks are not ready. So we move on. So to this one, this could be ready. I know they talk about like piercing the kernels and all that. I don't know about all that. Okay, hang on. So it felt like it was good. I'm gonna look. So that felt like it was good, but it's very, very tiny on the top. So I'm gonna pinch that back and look for bigger ears. It's funny because, so as I feel this, it's a very large ear, as you can see, but as you go up it, you feel like an indentation and you feel the kernels get wildly smaller. I mean, the kernels do get smaller at the tip, but not that dramatically. So we're looking for well-developed ears right now. Ooh, that's a good one. This has browned silks, and as you feel down under this, it has well-developed ear. A well-developed ear. Let's look at it. That's ready to go. See those big kernels? Those are at the top, and those are big kernels. So they are ready to go. So what do I do here? It's this simple, gang. I break it off. Oh, that took my small one with me. Darn it. That's okay. Those aren't ready. Ooh, here's a nice one. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, guys. This has been my first harvest of our corn. Now, to be fair, we've been coming out here picking sweet corn as it became ripe. So I'll have to look on the board and see how much we actually harvested from that. But I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna weigh this. I'm weighing everything this year so that at the end of the season, I can report to you how many pounds we actually harvested this season. But there's so many things that I still have to get. The beds that you're seeing on either side that look like they're crazy weedy, they're actually not. That's sweet potatoes, so that's gonna be a bunch of weight. I'm looking at our squash and things like that. So I weigh everything so that you can see how productive or not productive something is, and maybe decide if you want to grow that as well, or maybe even give some helpful hints on how to become more productive. I love the discussions that we all have. But so anyway, so I'm gonna go in and weigh these. I won't be filming that, but I am gonna show you how to freeze your cobs. I had done a video a couple years before on how to freeze your cobs, but a respiratory therapist who I was so thankful for reached out to me. I was doing the method where you put it in a Ziploc and then you suck out the air through a straw. And she warned, please don't do that because you can actually suck in toxins. And I do have in the past, I should say, I had lung issues, and I was even hospitalized for it a couple times. And so I don't want nasties in my lungs, that's for sure. So this year we've looked at a different way of freezing them, and I want to show you how. So let's go inside and shuck some corn after it's weighed. Okay, we are in the kitchen and we are shucked and ready to go. I am going to put the ears, the fresh ears, in this pot right here for 5 minutes. I'm just going to go ahead and load that. And this is going to kill like any bacteria or whatever is in it. And then I'm going to bag them, and I will show you that in a minute. As soon as the corn is done, I have these bags. Now that we just got these on Amazon, these, we put our chickens in these, and there is a little bit of a powder on the inside. It's just food starch. It's so to eliminate sticking. And so you put the food in, you stack this in, and then you put it in boiling, well, not really even boiling water. It's like anywhere from 160 degrees to 180 degrees. And you put this down in it, and it will like shrink it all to the food. Wonderful. Especially for all of us who don't have like the food savers or the vacuum sealers and things like that. I am going to get one. We live in such a small house. I always struggle with where to store everything. So as soon as this corn is finished with its 5-minute bath, I'm going to pull that out and I'm going to bag them, and I'll show you how that's done. Okay, so we just have our bags, and I'm going to take the temperature of my water, make sure it's up to where we need it to be. Oh yeah. I like to twist the top. You want as much air out of it as possible. There's nothing really for me to fold back on. But as soon as we put this in the water, it's going to start to shrink down. Now I'm going to put this down in the water. You can see it's already doing it. And I'm going to go ahead and twist it and zip tie it. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. And now that is pretty good. That is pretty darn good. Okay, so we have these beautiful bags that are about as air-free as you can get. If you are worried about freezer burn, and I understand, we'll probably eat ours so fast we won't have to worry about it, but if you are worried about freezer burn, I know people that put them in freezer bags, like Ziploc freezer bags. I know some people who actually get those, like, they almost look like, not metal, but it's that flexible, it's a bag too, but they're large, and they'll put all of their stuff like corn on the cob and peas and things like that in the big large bag. It's like a shopping bag, but it will protect it from freezer burn. I've never had a problem with freezer burn, so we don't do any of that. I also have a friend who does this method, and then she wraps it in aluminum foil just for extra protection. Again, my crew eats this far too fast, and so we're good there. This will usually, like, our corn will usually last us to about January. Next year we might plant more, but for this year, for the amount that we have, we're doing good. So the rest of the corn I'm going to keep boiling. And so the whole point that you want to do is, if you go ahead and shuck your corn off, which I will do here in just a minute, you want to throw your cobs back in, and you want to let those boil down until you have a nice pretty broth. Now if you're going to do a bunch of corn, then, and you're going to cook, especially anytime you cook corn, save that, cool it off, pour it into canning jars, leave about that much at the top, which is about 2 inches, and freeze it. You can put it in ice cube trays, different things. Just make sure and mark it really well. Like when you're done with the ice cube trays, just go ahead and put them in a freezer Ziploc, and then mark that it is corn broth. So make sure, and you want to utilize every part. That's why we feed, you know, all the greenery all into our sheep, We give the little parts of the corn that are just too tiny and not mature enough, we give those to our chickens. Of course, we keep, once we go through in the winter, once we eat these corn on the cobs, I will save those cobs and I'll make a big pot of broth, stock. I don't know which one that is. But so I'm gonna do that now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the corn off the cob. It's super cinchy. You just don't want to cut into the cob. You just follow those all the way down. Save that. Once you've cut it, you can still throw this back into your soup. There is still goodness in these cobs that will give it an extra special corny kind of flavor. So make sure you do not throw your cobs away. I know I keep saying that, but it's true. You can get a couple boilings out of them, get some extra added flavor into your chowder. Okay, so here's my 2 cut cobs. I'm utilizing some of these that have immature corn on it, because I put away my more perfect cobs in the freezer. But it won't matter in this. I'll cut off the good kernels and use my cobs for the stock. Right now these are too hot for me to touch, but I'll finish cutting the 8 left. And right now we need to actually head out to the garden and grab some thyme. Okay, I'm heading out to go cut some thyme. Gorgeous. Okay, I went and got 2 very beat up onions. We have about 4 or 5 cups of corn, some onions, and fresh thyme from the garden. All of this actually is from the garden. So I'm going to grab my Dutch oven.
Battery.
No. Okay, so I put my onions, my 2 onions, and my, really you want, if you're gonna do this recipe, you're gonna want about 10 cups of corn. If you don't have that, use 1 onion and 5 cups of corn. I'm going to grab more corn because I froze all my other corn, so I'm going to put more corn into this. And I'm going to go ahead and put my sprigs of thyme in. And I'm going to season this with salt. How much salt is up to you. It depends on your taste. And I'm going to let this cook for about 20 minutes. While this is all kind of steeping, I'm also going to add in the cobs. You want every ounce that you can get from these cobs. Every ounce of flavor. Just let that simmer for about 20 minutes. And we'll cut the potatoes in the meantime. Okay, so I have 3 potatoes here. They're rather large, so I'm just gonna cut these in a tiny dice. Not super tiny though. Okay, so I've got this has been going for 20 minutes. I'm putting in about 5 cups of cubed potatoes along with the corn cob stock. So I'm going to put in about 8 cups of water. I'm going to do a little bit more. And then because this was not as thick as I would have, or I mean as strong as a broth that I would have liked, or stock. I'm gonna start that again. Okay. Because this broth was not as rich as I would like for it to have been, although it does add sweetness to this. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some Better Than bouillon, and I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of Better Than bouillon. And I like that because now it will add a little bit of a chicken flavor to it, and I really would rather just have like a pure a pure corn cob flavor to this, but I feel like I did not steep it long enough. But I've made this many times, and I've used it with chicken broth. I've used it with just the broth from the corn cobs. The chicken broth is good too. It makes it a little bit more savory, whereas if you use the straight stock from the corn cobs, it gives it like a sweeter flavor. So I'm going to let that, I'm going to put the lid on this and let this get until the potatoes are tender. So I'm going to check this in about 15 minutes. Okay, this has come to a boil. The potatoes are soft. So I am going to grab a slotted spoon, and I'm going to take these cobs out first. Ooh. Take out about 1/3 of this. Okay, now I'm going to use my immersion blender to blend up the remaining ingredients to it'll make this thicker, and then we'll put the other ingredients back in because we do want to see some vegetables and potatoes in the soup. Chowder. I'm going to add another tablespoon of bouillon. Because this is our dinner tonight. I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt and cracked black pepper to your taste. Oh, that's delicious. And now I'm going to add 1.5 cups of, actually probably a cup, since you can use half and half. I'm using heavy whipping cream, so if you use half and half, do a cup and a half. If you use heavy whipping cream, I use a cup. Oh, that's delicious. Wow, that is so good. I'm gonna add the potatoes and corn back in. Oh, it looks beautiful. It smells delicious. Okay, now is time for the taste test. Okay, I just got a little fresh parsley to garnish this with. Now it's time for the taste test. Okay, Elijah, go ahead and taste it. Is that good?
That is really good.
Yay! But is it like, do you feel like it's ultra corny?
No, I think it's perfect.
Okay.
It's really good.
Awesome. Kayla, you go ahead and try it. It's very hot, so blow on it.
Okay. This is really good.
Good. Okay, now it's mine and Jed's turn. Oh, that's delicious.
That's so good.
It's sweet. It has plenty of corn in it. It is a chowder for sure. You can definitely, there's a thickness to it. And you know what I love? I love that the thickness comes from flour. Or not from flour. I love that you can use the emulsion stick and that you can get a thickness in your chowders without having to add flour. I mean, I love flour, but this is really, really good. You have to try this. Also, with it there not being flour in it, it's still summer here. I mean, it's still, right now, it's like 8:30 at night and it is still 76 degrees. And so this isn't something heavy. Now, if you want to make this more like substantial, because this is all vegetables and broth, you could definitely throw in some sausage, or I know a lot of people add bacon. There's many variations. You can put cheese on this. There's a lot of variations with this. I like it just how it is. It's perfect to me. It has the perfect thickness and richness. If you want it super silky, then I would go ahead and I would blend all the vegetables together. Don't leave any out. But I like to see stuff in my soup. I don't like to feel like I'm eating puree for dinner. So this is absolutely beautiful. It's just yet another thing that we can do with our stuff that is in the garden. And so I want to encourage you to make this chowder. We had company, so this is kind of taken me all day long. But hopefully you are harvesting your corn right now too. Don't forget that corn pretty much harvests in stages. It's just like all your other stuff. Well, I mean, potatoes you can harvest all at once. Sweet potatoes you can harvest all at once usually, but for the most part in the garden it comes in stages, and corn is no different. You can save it on the cob, you can cut it off and can it, and then you can make beautiful recipes like these. So remember, if we can harvest our corn and store it and cook with it, anybody can. Thanks. Bye.